back to refraction. We're going to talk a little bit about something called a lenticular print. It's pretty cool. You may have these around your house. No, not the Lego. That's going to help us in a bit. You may have a cup, something like this. You have a cup like this where, oh, there's your New York, but if you rotate it, there's your NY. One of those, it looks like it shifts the image if you rotate the object. These always feel the same way. They always have a scratchy surface on them. So, what's going on with these? How are they actually doing this? This is a pretty cool thing. Here's another one. Here's the moon. It's one of those, if you change the picture, rotate the picture, you actually can see the phases of the moon. Pretty cool one, right? So, what's going on here? Even in the reflection off to the right there, you see there are these little lines. And again, you get your scratchy surface. If you notice, by the way, though, it's generally scratchy in one orientation. So this way it scratches really well, but this way, not so much. You're going with the lines, here you're going against them. So what's actually going on there? That's where our Lego comes in. It's the parasail, parachute Lego. Someone will probably get mad at me for taking this apart, but as long as we stay quiet, nobody needs to know. What we need actually is what would be the cord. It's clear and it's curved. It's a little Lego piece right there. And the cool thing about it is that hopefully what you're starting to see, like what we saw with the wine glass full of water, we saw with the glass full of water and oil, is that when you have curved surfaces, that light tends to behave in this interesting way where things get distorted or bent, etc. So here's what we'll do. Here's a pad. And on this pad, I'm going to draw 3 lines. Here we go. We're going to draw a red. And immediately next to it, we're going to draw a green. Try not to overlap it. And immediately next to that, we're going to draw blue. Okay. Not perfect, but decent enough. Now, from above, of course, this just looks like what we drew. A red line on the left, green in the middle, blue on the right. But when we take this rounded piece of plastic and lay it over top, watch what happens. I'm going to try to center this right over. Okay. If you view this directly overhead, all you see is the green. If you rotate a little the other way, oh, there's the blue. If you rotate back the other way, there's the red. What? Yes. All 3 colors are underneath that clear plastic cylindrical rod. However, depending on where you are oriented, or depending on how you rotate the object or your head, you don't see all 3. You see either the blue, the green, or the red. That's revealing a major mystery from what's going on with those lenticular prints. You can keep going with some of these, but of course, this Lego is a nice stand-in for what's actually going on here. So these little lines you see, they feel scratchy, they feel bumpy, because they are actually shaped like this Lego rod. They're really like a half cylinder, so if we could split this, the front half, back half, cut off the back half, get rid of that, we have only the front half. Most likely that's how this looks. Just a whole bunch of them. You can really see the little lines there on the right when the light reflects. A whole bunch of them stacked next to each other. And so just like there are 3 actual lines of color here, there are multiple actual strips of picture. There's one picture where the strips are all the full moon. There's one picture where it's a crescent. Actually, that's the reverse, where it's a gibbous to a quarter to a crescent to a new moon. there are strips from each picture, and those strips are staggered. So kind of like you see here, the red line would be perhaps, let's say, the full moon. Well, then the pattern is actually repeated. So then you get red again, and then green again would perhaps be the gibbous moon. Blue would perhaps be the quarter moon, that's half, and repeat. And if you make the strips small enough, you don't notice them all at once like we're looking here. This is all scaled down, so the strips are actually machine created, very small, and the plastic pieces, the strips of plastic, are also very small. And so then, when you get this on here, let's go over this one. Depending on where you orient yourself, you can get each picture. So the red, I believe, you would be seeing all these in a row. If you have a whole bunch of these, you would be seeing the new moon. The green, what did we say? Would be perhaps the gibbous. The blue would be then the quarter moon, and so on. And if you have a bunch of these in a row, it would repeat. So then you could actually see it here. It's repeating now where it didn't before because I had another set of colors next to it. So if you stagger these a bunch in a row, you know, I should do that. See if we can get some more of these Lego columns. They're hard to come by. You can actually create a full lenticular print. Notice, light must be bending, and involved in this bending is a curved material, some new material like plastic or water or oil. So you have some curved new material, and the result is you get this bending of light. Now the blue is reaching us, now the red's reaching us, now the green's reaching us, depending on our angle. Pretty cool.